Hello, I'm Seppo presenting a new, more equal society model. The model applies to any country, although I'm using Finland as an example. The present system, market capitalism, is the best we have invented and it has been good for us. However, we have unemployment, social exclusion and, above all, inequality, which means that our system is inefficient and unhealthy. It hasn't solved poverty, as Oxfam keeps telling us, wealth accumulates. And it hasn't agreed on sustainable development. Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change says we are heating the planet. Therefore, our freedom to live is questionable. Perhaps capitalism has now served its purpose and we need a new system. So let's be daring and broad-minded. Sustainable Growth Model by Castells and Himanen has a good vision. A society where everyone can live a dignified life. To achieve this, we could establish a big single cooperative shop, a community interest company, by uniting all Finnish companies and the Republic of Finland. Sounds radical. Nevertheless, we can do it if we want to, and then study if this type of partnership society tackles our present grievances. First, we think of people, because society is for people. Co-op partnership ideology welcomes everyone. In Finland's case, we would have roughly 5.5 million joyful and active members, and adults, roughly 4 million, would form the main workforce, while students and juniors study and work part-time. And in this system, people don't have to retire. It's useful for us to stay active and be social, and older people who help and support others live longer. So we could carry on contributing the way we can and want to. On average, we would work 24 hours per week and educate ourselves 5 to 10 hours. Together with proper holidays, for instance 6 weeks during the summer and 2 during the winter time, we would be more efficient. Besides, we don't want to kill ourselves by working too hard. We value well-being, not money. So financial profit is not the outcome of this society. Measures could be life expectancy, illnesses, physical and mental fitness, the amount of murders and suicides, thefts, rapes, how happy we are, level of learning, knowledge, charity, sustainability, and so on. Emphasis is on global integration, not on nationalism. We want to work together with the whole world and each country. So this company would have an open board. The board should have female and male representatives from Finland and its neighbor countries and from each continent, Africa, Asia, Europe, North and South America. Naturally, other equalities should be considered too. And I would also like to see science and religion, university and the church on the board, and board meetings broadcasted live, so that everything would be open and transparent, including ongoing issues as well as the future plans. Inside the company, people would have the power. In direct democracy, each citizen would be part of the decision-making process equally, without representatives and second hands. It's easy to organize referendums and other types of voting in a modern information society by using, for instance, internet and digital identification. Then the economy in brief. The basic idea is that we, people of the world, want to test whether a new type of society model is healthier to us. So, hand in hand, we decide to fund a scientific research experiment. We change Finland, its geographical area, citizen, businesses, institutions, etc., to a joint venture company of the world, which undertakes the project and starts as a cooperative consulting business and world's laboratory. We could adjust net sales to 420 billion per year, and in order to deliver results, Finland would organize itself as a company. and settle its members' roles. Job rotation would be highly supported. People would be able to learn several different occupations and skills. Over time, we would learn to accept the idea that each person, whatever she or he is doing, is always acting according to his or her capabilities and desires to benefit the society and the world. Within this society, we could even aim for the same ideal net income, which is enough and doesn't offend anyone. The idea is well-being, so naturally we value each person in the same equal way. Net salaries could be, for instance, children roughly 100, students and trainees 1 to 2,000, and all above 25, 3 to 4,000 euros per month. Net earnings to get rid of taxation and tax avoidance. Anyway, in direct democracy we could aim for the same ideal wage level as well as appropriate level of private ownership. And to modify and shape the environment as healthy and sustainable as possible. This business society could spend 80 billion on investments and 120 on acquisition costs. Getting funding should be easy. The value of money has collapsed after 2008 financial crisis. We have more money than ever before and we lack good, reasonable investment options. Surely the world is interested in financing a scientific experiment which aims to increase well-being. Besides, we merge companies all the time. Wall Street does that for a living. And Finland has assets. Combined net sales of Finnish companies is over 400 billion, household wealth is close to 200 billion, and employee pension fund has 200 billion. Since money is not an obstacle, we can start planning the organization. Planet Earth is our only environment, and since we want to save it, we organize in accordance with it. White indicates cleanness and sincerity, and we aim towards right top corner where we see freedom, meaning and flourishing vitality. We put yellow, the color of sunshine and hope, in there. This warm color communicates all the things we try to achieve, such as joy, caring, justice, equality. At the same time, we try to avoid left bottom corner, where we see no freedom nor meaning. Since death is sort of lurking in there, we use black, the darkest color, to communicate all the things we try to avert, such as depression, indifference, injustice, and inequality. People, equally in human resources, aim towards the light in tandem. We raise and educate each other. We look after well-being and security. We exploit IT, information technology, meaning that we build machines and program information systems to help us and to prevent us from sinking into darkness. We do research and development and M&S, exchange services, products and information with other countries. In the center we have our captain, C, meaning that we communicate. Citizens have good information on how to improve well-being and what are we trying to accomplish in cooperation. Inside this parent company, we could have smaller units with same principles, formed for instance by region, product and service. Anyway, the main thing is that each member of the society can live and follow one's dreams and vision, do the type of work one wants to do and be useful in many different ways. Flexibility and initiative boost up job rotation, development and renewal. Eventually we wouldn't even need leaders. In the beginning though, each unit could have two. One female, one male, regarding other equalities too. The other person could work more on external issues, such as cooperation with other units, while the other one could concentrate more on internal ones, personal and development. We could also balance the extrovert-introvert layout. And one of them could also be more experienced than the other one. Master-apprentice team teaches us to share and care. A pair is good risk management. No one is under a too heavy workload and no one has too much power. Double act could work everywhere. For instance, in schools, we could have two teachers teaching together. With these principles, we could say that we have a civilized, informatory, caring society where everyone can live a dignified life. The name KICS comes from these words. Civilization is wisdom which appears in human societies, how one considers others. Information is worth spreading because new interpretations generate new information. Caring is the base for continuity. It expresses interest and learning, leading to renewal. Society is a form of cooperation which guarantees civilization, information and caring to everyone. The name links also to IT, information technology. KICS is the mother of transaction management. It absorbs transactions and creates integrity. The vision could be to make each human's vision come true, mission to increase meaningfulness and happiness, and core process renewal, meaning that we continuously increase our consciousness and then learn to act accordingly. Biology says survival is the meaning of life. And I believe our survival comes true when the source of renewal is well-being instead of lust after money. Each organization exists because it wants to do something good. This caring information society produces knowledge to help humans live longer and happier if they wish to. It also spreads all information across the world, consults and lives as it preaches. The experiment would be low-priced. This joint venture company would practice highest possible leadership consulting business, yet its fee would be just 100 euros per hour, since 4 million works roughly 1,000 hours per year. In fact, the annual turnover is less than the wealth of planet's top 4 men. Clearly, the employees and members of this organization are fed up with running after money and want well-being to everyone. Besides, the Finnish co-op wouldn't be the biggest company in the world. World's largest company by revenue is Walmart. It employs 2.3 million employees, while Finland, with more or less same net sales, could employ 4 million and run a society of 5.5 million. Both companies are needed. Walmart delivers nutrition for the body, food, while Finland would deliver nutrition for the spirit, knowledge. Everything is possible. Aristotle, already over 2,300 years ago, said, "It is evident that the form of government is best in which every man, whoever he or she is, can act best and live happily." Could it be KICS type of global government? To science community, my academic modus ponens argument is, if we believe in God, or science, or both, then KICS. And broadly speaking, we are spiritual if we feel ourselves dependent of something greater. And we see the universal existence through that feeling. In KICS, religious values such as the Golden Rule come true, and it also takes after contemporary scientific results. Next, I say we believe in God or science or both, because the vast majority of the population are religious. And our progress leans heavily on scientific research. Therefore, we choose KICS. The truth table proves the validity and soundness of my argument. we can identify 3 rows on which the conclusion and the premises are true, so the argument is valid and sound in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. And according to principles of discovery, checking, and approval. Indeed, KICS follows modern science. Today, young people want flexibility, self-leadership, and own timetables. Family, friends, colleagues, free time, and the meaning of work are more important than salary, title, and success. Middle-aged people, in turn, often regret having lack of education and making a wrong career choice. On deathbed, people usually regret they worked too much. Besides, in capitalism, we are short-sighted. People, and especially owners, want profits faster and faster. So, for instance, in Finland, roughly 70% works with very tight schedules and fast tempo, and almost 60% thinks their work is mentally heavy. Speeding causes stress, and we don't sleep enough, although we know that sleep maintains our brain health and supports learning. At worst, we act like Machiavelli's prince. We don't avoid any means when seeking financial profit. Researchers have found that in America, upper classes are more likely to lie in negotiations, endorse unethical behavior at work, and cheat to increase their chances of winning. Telling the truth, however, can significantly improve a person's mental and physical health. Lying and pretending result in stress, while honesty is the highway to happiness and health. Researchers have also found that civility, respectful behavior, fosters creativity, while witnessing rude behavior disturbs creativeness and even reduces brain activity. Evidently, capitalism tries to destroy us and our brain by pushing us towards speeding, dishonesty, and unethical behavior. One reason might be the ground rule, which says individuals who blindly pursue their own economic self-interest eventually benefit others. Well, we could tackle all unhealthy weaknesses of capitalism by having a more holistic self-interest and learning to lead ourselves accordingly. To begin with, it's good to notice that universally we live in a closed system, planet Earth, no other option. And according to Paul Krugman, in a closed system we gain benefits at someone else's expense, meaning that one person's income is another person's cost. Let's see if my universal leadership curve illuminates this fact. Y-axis represents other people and the universal spirit, and x-axis me and my selfish separate self. So we have a split mind, bipolar disorder. My selfish me tries to take, while my inner me tries to give and be in tune with the universal spirit. And the universal spirit has everyone in it. In DNA sequence, each human is 99.5% similar to any other human. Yet we are so eager to classify people, for instance, by race, gender, sexuality, social class, age, etc., that we are like the colors of the rainbow. In any case, in the balance point in here, my selfishness is in harmony with others. I have learned to respect others, their uniqueness, their difference. I play squash, and there we have a basic rule: freedom to play the ball. Meaning that right after I have played the ball, I must do every effort to get out of the other player's way so that the other player has also freedom to play the ball. And in life, this type of playing behavior leads to harmony, the meaning of good life comes clearer, and our survival becomes possible. So basically I'm like a porous cell in reaction with other cells seeking happiness. And the real cells in our body, they know when I'm selfish and when there is a wider meaning behind my happiness. And researchers say that this wider meaning is healthier. Humans should really find the balance point and learn to survive. Our life expectancy isn't too good and has now even stopped improving in some of the world's leading economies. We think we are the most intelligent species. On average, we live 70 years globally. However, we have other good examples. Freshwater pearl mussel lives on average 120 years and can very well live over 200 if we humans won't interrupt. Bowhead whale, longest living mammal, lives on average 150 years, and we haven't seen too many sick whales and not one with cancer. Pine, several hundreds, even thousands of years, longest living are in North America. And on top we have our number one, immortal jellyfish, biologically immortal, can live forever. Because instead of dying, it renews itself young again. So we humans think we are brainy and smart, and yet, look at this. A brainless mollusk knows how to live longer than we do. We can't be using our brain capacity in the best possible way. Luckily, neuroscience says that we can regenerate brain cells. Stress destroys, while diet, exercise, rest, and sex grow new brain cells. Also, researcher Aubrey de Grey gives hope. He sees no reason why human beings shouldn't live to be 1,000, and that the first person to live to 1,000 has already been born. Let's see, because the biggest threat to existence of the planet's species is the environmental destruction. Right. Let's wrap up the lecture by repeating the main points. I have presented an option for capitalism. This new society model, KICS, could be launched as a consulting company and or as a scientific research project financed by the world. The basic idea is that a state, any state, merges its citizens, companies, institutions, local councils, etc., and constitutes a partnership cooperative society approved by the people. It would then have an equal social system that fully and sustainably deploys the nation's resources, is based on health, not money, and has direct democracy. The society would also have a shared vision and common principles according to which every one of us would have a healthy workload. We could basically do what we please to do to benefit the society. And we all would get a good, decent net salary, even the same. All this negotiated in cooperation with the rest of the world. Are we ready to start a new story? Today our intrinsically equal Stone Age mind is forced upon the outstanding story of capitalism. The most important thing in the world is economic growth, has been the message for at least 200 years, and we don't have any other alternative. In general, monopolies are undesirable, so we need a competitor to capitalism, don't we? And sometimes we playfully ask, what would you do if you were a dictator? Well, I think I would suggest KICS model in order to get rid of that dictator. Let's compare a little bit. The business idea of KICS is to reduce friction the meaning of money and concentrate on facts, real life existence, living longer and survival. While capitalism serves capital, KICS takes care of brain. Market economy has competition and price as a mechanism. KICS has reason and harmony between science and belief. Market economy is based on consumption, whereas KICS human and bioeconomy is based on equality and renewables. Science is a systematic and logical approach to discovering how things in the universe work, a method of getting new knowledge. Universities study, question and challenge present stories and theories. However, when it comes to society models, we are now talking about the end of history, meaning that the present model is the final one. Are we giving up? Has the present system brainwashed us? Inevitably, KICS would bring forth many new research threads, since we could study people living under different systems. Anyway, I'm not after any violent revolution here. In my opinion, we should welcome new, daring, even anarchistic ideas and then consider them under the dominant system. Many anarchists would like to have stateless societies without capitalism and prove that people can voluntarily look after their nature and environment. KICS has a shared universal vision under which individuals can quite freely carry out their own visions without heating up other people and the planet. The main spirit of KICS says, "Great that you are voluntarily a good and joyful member of our partnership society. We trust you know best how you can benefit us all and at the same time behave respectfully towards others." Maybe one day we organize a civilized Finnish revolution based upon knowledge and caring. Leadership and management paradigms have been developed mainly in the United States, and we have been following those doctrines. Yet we could do differently. Today, human resources are essential and in focus, so we could try KICS. It might very well prove to be the healthier option because it's more equal. All systems, practices and institutions of the society are contractual, agreed with its people. Therefore, we can change them depending on what kind of life we want to live. KICS system is my interpretation of people's hopes and desires, and thank you for watching my personal PhD video. Hopefully we can jointly and openly discuss about the rationality of the model. Who knows? Maybe one day Finns make an offer world can't refuse. The world might first say, "These Finns are crazy." And the smiling Finns would reply, "Yes, indeed we are. Aren't we fantastic and lovely people?" KICS